Okay, people, I'm back again. Okay, I'm back again because I was channeling Miss Nancy. Okay, I've been calling her Miss Nancy. Okay, and because in my mind, I'm like, with all they're saying, okay, we got to go back to the usual suspects. Okay, the usual suspects. Family members, friends, close friends, okay? The closest gets the mostest, okay? Neighbors, people who worked for you, all that kind of stuff, okay? So we got to go back to that. Call it square one or whatever. I was channeling Nancy and until my cat interrupted me. I was on a roll too, okay? But I noticed too that when I channel her, I hear her name, Nancy or Nancy Guthrie, but I hear it in like somebody's talking about her. Okay, I don't know why, but anyway, I don't hear a discussion, but I'll hear her name. Okay, like somebody's mentioning her name. Anyway, I also asked her. Okay, this is the feeling I got when I channeled. I noticed it, okay, is that 1 minute I'm leaning this way, I'm looking in the middle, relaxing or whatever, okay, and then I'll wander this way. I ask a certain question, I wander this way, okay. Now, when I ask about, take me back to when you were taken, okay, right, from your home, and I get to wander this way. Okay, it's going this way. I asked her, okay, and this, oh, by the way, this is in the, I get, in my mind, her daughter and son-in-law live down the street somewhere in this direction. Okay, we got that. When I asked her, okay, what happened? Give me the energy of you being taken from the home. Okay, I kind of go this way as far as being taken from the home. I also get the impression that she was escorted, as you could say. She was escorted. She wasn't carried. She was escorted. She was guided, okay, out the door. I also get the energy when I ask, where are you? I didn't ask if you were dead. I did ask that, okay? I really didn't get anything. But when I did get, where are you? I got taken in this direction. This direction, okay, of the in-laws. But it seemed like it was further. My neck can only go so far, okay, bottom line. But it seemed like it was taken further out that way. That's all I could say, okay? Somewhere out there. I noticed that when I asked about the ransom note, okay, the ransom note, give me the energy of who's behind the ransom note, okay? Because I wasn't getting anything when I asked about the ransom note. But when I asked about, give me the energy of the person behind the ransom note, okay, I went over here. But I didn't go that far. Okay, it's like, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And it's like Nancy's house, because that's how I view it. Nancy's house, okay. Now, I could be wrong, but this is in my mind. I'm seeing Nancy's house, okay. I'm seeing the relatives over that way. And, well, I guess the perpetrators is over this way, okay. But I'm getting that it's not too far this way, meaning that it's like the perpetrators are not that far away from her. Okay. What I also got when I channeled, okay, and this is all allegedly. I told you I'm new to this channeling stuff, but I will share. Okay. I also got the energy that even though they're saying it's not, it has something to do with her family, okay? They may not even be aware that it has something to do. Well, I think they are. I think they are aware, okay? But because they don't know all the ins and outs, they don't know, okay? It's like, maybe they came up with a plan. I don't know. I'm just speaking metaphorically, okay? They came up with a plan and they sought someone out, okay, to improvise this plan, okay, to carry this plan through so it doesn't look, so we can look innocent, okay, right? And the person, okay, that's just like when they put out a hit for hire, okay, and they give the money. I'm gonna pay you $10,000, okay, to take this person out, okay. He want the money, but he ain't gonna do the job, so he takes and keeps some of the money, I guess a finder's fee, and he goes and implements someone else. Okay. Sometimes they'll even keep some of the money, finder's fee, and they'll implement someone to actually do the job. And that's what it sounds like. That's why it's like it's layers to this. Okay. Because they sought out something. Okay. And whoever they sought out went to this person, to that person, or whatever. Okay. Could be the case. I'm also seeing, so if it was a family member, allegedly, okay, they don't know. It could be a coincidence as far as they're concerned, okay? Or does this really have something to do with me? You see what I'm saying? Okay. And because the levels that it went through, okay? And maybe they didn't have a plan, an exact plan, okay? Then maybe they left it up to someone, okay? But anyway, that's the channeling I got. I was going to say something else and I forgot, but it'll come back to me. Okay. But I am getting, okay, the feeling that because they were the last ones to see the mother, okay, maybe they need to go back to the Uber driver, okay? Did he really pick Nancy up or drop her off or whatever they said? Here's my thing. I don't understand why you would have an Uber driver, okay, picking up or dropping off your mother-in-law who's handicapped, I would say, okay, who's having a hard time moving around. Regardless, okay, if somebody go pick her up, I would be concerned. I would go pick her up myself because my mom's can't get around like that. And I can't trust somebody else to really handle her. Okay, a Uber driver? Okay, so that kind of struck me as strange, but we don't know all of the details behind what is going on here, okay? And that's why it leaves a lot of room for speculation. Okay, so I wrote some talking points down as well that came up, okay, as far as the family being cleared. Okay, I don't know about you, okay, but they not cleared until we say they're cleared. Not you, but everybody say they cleared. In other words, when you find Nancy and the culprits, then you could clear them, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? Because if they had something to do with it, okay, it was indirectly. Okay, it's like direct but indirect. See what I'm saying? Okay, that's the feeling I get. Why is the kidnapping taking so long? Okay, I ain't heard no kidnapping take this long until unless the person was deceased. Remember the Lindbergh baby? They found the Lindbergh baby dead. Okay. What is taking so long? Okay, this is going on the third week. Okay. If she's still alive, she must have her meds with her. Okay. She's familiar with the person or the people who have her. comfortable enough that she's not alarmed. It's not bothering, upsetting her pacemaker. Okay. Yeah, and and they have the presence of mind. Did they take her meds? Is her meds still there? Is her meds at the house? I thought her meds were still at the house. Okay, because they said she needs her meds. So you didn't got you another order. Make sure she got her meds. Okay. Was she targeted? Oh yeah, she was targeted. Okay. You don't go kidnap somebody, okay, just out the sky blue. Okay. Kidnappers, okay, they got to know you have money or access to money. Okay? We got to know that before we even knock on your door. Okay. So, she was targeted. Okay. Then, okay, we have the Bitcoin notes. I think the Bitcoin notes are, I have a feeling that this may be somebody who's familiar with. It could be. Okay. There's a strong possibility. But I also feel that they're trying to get whatever they can out the deal because the ransom didn't go through. Okay? I also feel that they did not expect, well, first of all, she's an 84-year-old lady and she's got health issues and mobility issues, okay? She's not at the top of the list for somebody to kidnap. You see what I'm saying? Okay, because anything could go wrong in that situation, okay? And matter of fact, the probability of something going wrong in that situation goes sky up, okay? I hate to talk this long, okay? I usually don't, but I just had to share. Okay, so I found some more true crime, okay? And we're going to use that on Nancy Guthrie. This right here. True crime. Now these, the way it's spelled, it could, the way the cards are designed, it can be reversals. It leaves room for reversals. But I don't think I have these in. Yeah, I think these are all upright. But we want to go with the unspoken truth. I'm sorry. I'm reading the other deck. Okay. We're going to go with true crime. Okay. These are true crime oracle cards. Okay. And we want to ask, can you tell us, okay, the situation, the energy, okay, what's going on with Nancy Guthrie, who's been missing, okay? When did she go missing? On the 7th? Ooh. Or was it even sooner? Okay. This month, who's been gone, going on 3 weeks. She's been gone for 2 weeks. Haven't found her. She has a pacemaker. She's 84 years old. She's on medication. And she has mobility issues. She can't walk that good. So she can't run. Okay. What can you tell us about... And there was a ransom note. Okay. So what can you tell us about this, the energy with Nancy Guthrie's missing persons, kidnapped, okay, maybe deceased? What can you tell us about the energy? Nancy Guthrie, what do you want us to know about the Nancy Guthrie case? And thank you for your answers. Okay? Nancy Guthrie. Let's see what we got here, folks. Okay. Yes. Wall. Okay. Now, this is like the case has hit a wall. Okay. The case is at a standstill. Okay. And that's another thing I wanted to say. Okay. If that is the case, okay, right, the case may be hit a wall. And it could be too is that it hit a wall because they have sent things off to forensics and this and that, and they have to wait on the feedback that they get because this stuff takes a while. Okay, they run out or are running out of suspects. Okay, not to mention, okay, we all saw what happened. Oh, that's what I wanted to say is, I don't know. Somebody was talking about they're reevaluating the case because all the bloggers and the vlogger. I'm like, don't blame. Oh no, honey, don't blame us for your botchery, okay? Is that a word? Botchery. You didn't botch. You didn't lost the bag. Okay. You sit up there and did a crime scene, took it down, and left it open for everybody to walk through and everything. Then you put the crime scene back up. Then you finally put a 10 up to oh my goodness, great. Don't blame that on the bloggers. Woo! So we have concrete, okay? And this card, okay, I remember this deck. This concrete, I wonder, do they have concrete evidence? They may not know it yet. So it's concrete, okay? There's other reasons, okay? I'm not even going to go there, okay? Oh, no! Gloves. And here's the thing about it. I don't see if you can see closely in this picture. But in this picture, can you see that? There are two colored gloves. There's a yellow glove and there's a black glove underneath it. Okay? And when I was channeling, okay, I saw blue. Actually, I saw the blue gloves. Okay, and I was wondering, was it one of those ones where people brought their own gloves, so to speak? Okay. Because I seen the blue gloves. But here, there are two colors, yellow and black gloves. Bloody handprint. Okay. That's a clue. There's a bloody handprint, or we could say fingerprint, okay, or there's some print in blood. Maybe they haven't found it. But anything is possible in this debauchery. There's an envelope, okay? I take it as the ransom note. It's pretty going along the right lines. Oh, a fridge. A refrigerator. A fridge. Now, we can all guess what a fridge, okay? It also brings me to mind the pacemaker scanner, okay? And that pacemaker scanner, he was talking about, yeah, it works, but, okay, the pacemaker, it only generates so much energy, okay? In other words, you have to be close. Just like she had a watch on and she was next to the watch, okay? After so many feet, it disconnects. Okay, so There was a burlap bag, okay? So maybe there was a bag put over her head. She wasn't necessarily uh, gagged and blindfolded, okay? Something about a chain. Could have been chained up. Chain and a rope. Oh, something about a hospital, you guys. Something about a hospital. There's a photo. This is an older man, but there's a photo, okay? There's a photo of one of the suspects. There's a photo. Prison. This could represent that she's being held, okay, and okay, in a confined space, okay. She could be in prison. This can also indicate that one of the perpetrators is in prison, okay, or in jail. Sometimes when people commit these crimes, okay, especially if they're in the need of money, didn't get the money, okay, now they got to commit another crime to get some money. They may have gotten arrested because there's plenty of times, and I know you've heard it, where the person who committed this crime, okay, the evidence has come back to this person. Well, where is he now? He's in jail. Okay. Oh, wheelchair. So I don't know if she has a wheelchair for convenience. I don't know if they came with a wheelchair, or if she was being held, they had a wheelchair, which lets you know they already knew what was up. Okay, the sink. That tells me that there might have been some blood or evidence washed off, okay, in the sink. Something about an airplane. Maybe somebody took off, okay? Because you know everybody's scattered, okay? A bottle. Now, this looks like it could be a baby bottle, but it doesn't really have to be. This talks about drugged. This talks about drug, okay? And I think, okay, at some point that Nancy was probably drugged. Just even if she was alive, to calm her nerves, okay? You see what I'm saying? And then we have a bathtub. Have they checked the bathtub? I don't know. We have a magnifier, okay? And this right here is telling me they need to take a closer look. They need to take a closer look. That tells me right there, you have evidence, okay? Or you could have evidence if you would take a closer look. Something about poison. Something about poison. Something about the kitchen. Maybe the kitchen in her house holds a clue. Or maybe there's some involved, something that involves a kitchen. Okay, this is like something you won't know until after the fact. Okay, and oh, we have an attic. She could be being held in an attic or was in an attic. I don't know if they have attics down there, okay? I don't know if they have attics. I know they don't have basements, okay? Not down on this end of the United States, okay? You don't want to be in the basement when there's an earthquake. Okay, and we also have a cellar. You know what that tells us? Different locations. Different locations. And we also have floorboards. Now, I don't know what about the floorboards, but that's not a good sign. We have pills. So I'm going to take that in, that could be Nancy's medication. Okay, and that also could go along with the drugs, like I said, she was given, okay, to calm her nerves. Somebody smokes cigarette. Somebody smokes. We also have a syringe. Okay, she could have been given drugs through a syringe. We have the toilet. Did they look in the toilet? Did they get prints off the toilet? What? Okay. We also have a footprint. Now, this could be evidence. Check this out. This could be evidence they're not saying. Okay? This could be evidence that they have that they're not saying. Oh, wow. I'm going to leave it at this. Incinerator. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. That could mean a whole lot of things. Okay. But I'm going to leave it at that. Incinerator. So something was burned. Okay. Evidence was burned. Regardless how you look at it, it's evidence. And it was burned. Okay. That was pretty good. I usually don't get that good of a reading from these cards. Uh-oh. Oh, what did I do? I didn't mix this stuff up. Yes, I did. Okay. Not paying attention. Okay. So that was from the true crime. Okay. Now I want to go in with the unspoken truth. Looks like this. Unspoken truth. I got all these cards off of Temu, by the way. Oh, and I ordered another one. What lies beneath? And, they wanted like $20 for that, plus shipping. Now, when I saw it at first, it was like $5.99. Okay. Well, matter of fact, on Temu, they don't have it. They didn't have it. So they must have sold out. On eBay, I ordered it on eBay. And the one I ordered, it cost $20, okay, plus tax. Free shipping. But they also had some that were $65. I'm like, what y'all been ordering that, man? Okay. I thought I had it, but I don't. Okay. Oh, I don't use these cards that often either. Okay. There's sage. Okay. Got my little buddy smoking sage for me. Okay. So he can clean my cards for me. Neutralize the energy. Yes, right. What can you tell us about the Nancy Guthrie case? Okay. We feel like a lot of people are feeling that there are some unspoken truths in this situation here. Or they have been spoken, but they're trying to play it down. Oh, no, it's not that. It's not that. What can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie, the whole entire case, the energy around this case? What is going on with Nancy Guthrie? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Okay. See how many minutes I've been on. Okay. Oh, 30. Okay. I don't know what that is. Something lock. I don't know what that is. Okay. What do you want us to know? What is the energy? What is going on? Okay. Hope this is recording. Yeah, it's recording. Okay. Oh. Okay. I hate doing that. Don't you hate when they do that? Okay. But look. Let me tell you what it says. It says, you were my home. Now you're just a place I can't return to. Unspoken truth. I can't make this up. This was makes it like, wow. Okay. You were my home. Now you're just a place I can't return to. Wow. I keep stepping towards you, only to pull away again. Says if you ask, I'll stay. Not everyone is meant to stay forever. Some people come to teach you something. Footprints in the sand. You moved on, haven't you? Some things aren't about you not being good enough, okay? They're just not right for you. Oh, who's she talking to? Sound like she talking to Annie. Okay. The shoe doesn't fit. I thought we had more time. Wow. That could be Savannah. There's something behind your eyes. What are you hiding? Your smile once lit up my entire world. These sounds like Nancy and her daughter or Nancy and her children. Okay? The truth always isn't black and white. The truth isn't always black and white. Okay? There's levels to this. It's not just open and shut. Intuition. Trust your gut. It's rarely wrong. And that's a message to all of us, okay, during this case, okay, and we got these hints and they trying to tell us we don't know what we talking about. Okay, well, the cards say otherwise. The more I try to hide my feelings, the more obvious they become. And the thing about it is, it's sad all the way around. It's a lesson to be learned. It's sad all the way around, okay? Because two is, regardless if you did or if you didn't have anything to do with it, I'm talking in regards to the children, okay? You're always going to live with that shoulda, coulda, woulda, okay? Had some, and they said that there was a note from adult services, which they say that in that neighborhood, they go around that neighborhood and leave their calling card. So there must be a lot of senior citizens, okay, or retirees, however you want to call it, in that area for them to do something like that, okay? Just leaving that on your door. And talking about different circumstances of elderly abuse, okay? And that was one of them. Her being left in that house at that age and barely walking and with a pacemaker. I mean, just even if she could walk, just being left like that with a pacemaker. Your daughter is down the street, okay? But I'm sorry, okay? You know, my mom, which she probably didn't want to move in their house, okay? That's okay, Mom, because I'm finna pack up and I'm finna move to your house. Do you see that big old house? Oh, honey, I'll just be over there down the hall and around and down that hall in the room. If fate brought us together, why won't they let us be? Okay, check this one out. Those seemingly coincidental events are actually prearranged. Those seemingly coincidental events are actually prearranged. Every person who leaves takes away something you no longer need. You are the one regret I can't let go of. That's like that love-hate relationship. It's a thin line between love and hate. I want to let you go, but I can't. Life isn't a test. There are no right answers. I won't lie. I still check up on you sometimes. I've erased every trace of you except in my mind. Now, these are unspoken truths, okay? And I take it, okay, the feeling I get is that this is things that have between the mama and the children and the parents, okay? If you're questioning it, you already know the answer. If you're questioning it, you already know the answer. If you suspect something's going on, you know something's going on. If I had cherished you more, would we have made it? You've come farther than you think. And I'm going to leave it at that. Because it's like we getting all up in their personal business. Okay. Yes. And I could just see, these are unspoken truths, okay? Things that you have not said that run across your mind, okay? And I thought about that, but you didn't say it, okay? Yeah, you didn't say it. So I'm going to do one more read, okay? And that is going to be with the true crime. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. True crime. Okay. We'll put this up here. And I got another true crime deck too, but I don't really care for that one. It speaks in paragraphs, okay? I don't want to read all that. Just get straight to the point. Okay. Oh, did all my little incense burn out? Okay. Yeah, it did. What can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie's case? Missing persons, kidnapped case. What do you want us to know? Okay. Can you update us on the energy with Nancy Guthrie's case? The 84-year-old woman who went missing / kidnapped in Arizona a couple of weeks ago. They still haven't found her. Okay. So we're going to the true crime deck. Seeking answers. What do you want us to know about Nancy Guthrie's case? Okay, I know I've asked you this before, but this time, okay, it's been weeks. Okay, they've searched, they impounded cars, tested gloves. Okay, pulled people in for questioning. What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Ooh, geez, what's all this? Okay, they was traveling, okay, out of town, aliens, or people, not just traveling out of town, but unknown people, okay? There's a gift, okay? A gift. There's a clue. There's a clue. What do you want us to know? Thank you for your answers. Nancy Guthrie. family. Lies. Everybody got these egos getting in the way. Caregiver. Look at the caregiver. Who was giving Nancy care? Who was giving Nancy care? I'm pretty sure it's more than one person. Did we get that wheelchair in the other true crime? Trapped. Now, I don't know if Nancy's trapped, okay? Well, as far as I'm concerned, everybody's trapped, okay? Because it's too many publicity. We have something about a tunnel. This came up before. Dismemberment, okay? Now, dismemberment doesn't necessarily, you would think that the person's been cut up and all this, okay? Well, it could have been, okay? But it also could be that the group broke up, okay? The members in the group, okay, went in different directions, okay? I could take it natural disaster, okay? This card comes up all the time, organized crime, okay? And I must say, it definitely was organized, okay? Organized crime, you think of this big syndicate, you think of this big cartels. It may not have been that big, but it was organized crime. Nonetheless, it was planned. Okay, now this is like some kind of cult, okay? I don't know, this came up before too, okay? And I have to see what, think about it and do some meditation on this particular card, cult, okay? Okay. This could be like the mentality of the group. The mentality, they have a cult-like mentality. Okay, see how these people are all in the group, okay, and they thinking whatever's going on, you know, and what's the code for the in the group, and you know you can't break the rules of the group, okay. So it's like, excuse me, this circle is like this organized crime is like, it has a cult mentality, okay, and this is going on in the neighborhood. Somebody in her neighborhood. Somebody in Nancy's neighborhood. You can't tell me I'm lying. You can't. It's a cover-up. This came out. It's a cover-up. It's a cover-up for what, though? What are they covering up? There's something else that's going on behind the scenes, or matter of fact, okay, here's what, okay, I'm gonna tell you like this. Everything's alleged, okay? The cover-up is something was going on, okay? Something going on behind the scenes, okay? And this situation with Nancy, okay, has come into play. Okay, now, if she has passed, I always get the impression, and I still continue to get it, that it wasn't meant to happen. It wasn't, excuse me, it wasn't like it was meant to happen. It was like, well, it wasn't intended, but they didn't intentionally kill this woman. Matter of fact, they didn't kill her, okay? Her health is what did her in. But nevertheless, you're still going for murder, okay? It's still murder. If you commit a crime and somebody dies, even if your partner in crime dies, okay, in the course of you two committing a crime, do you know you get charged? They charge you with that murder? If you and your friend decide to break in my house and I get my gun and I shoot both of you and your friend dies, you go to jail from his murder. They not playing with y'all. They not playing. Social media, okay? Social media. And a lot of this stuff we can connect. A lot of the stuff that I'm saying, we all have an understanding and we can connect and relate to these cars. So we know these cars aren't lying. Okay, we just waiting for them to okay, they fumbled the bag. They fumbled it. It's a homicide. Didn't I tell you? I just tell you, it's murder. Okay? If that lady is not alive, everybody is charged with murder. For the love of money. For the love of money. There's a gift. Didn't we get that before? There's a clue. There is definitely a clue. There's a clue. And it may be in the camera. Oh, maybe in the form of the camera. Let me tell you about the camera. Okay. The camera. Oh, excuse me. I have camera surveillance, okay? I've had it for years. Matter of fact, I got my cameras off of Temu, okay? Get you some. So, what happens is, you can get a paid subscription, which I don't have, okay? Or you could get like me and don't have a paid prescription, okay? But what happens is, you still can see and talk outside. You can see at night, okay? You can move the camera around and everything. You can speak to the person. Person can and hear the person speak back. And as far as the footage, now the footage on that camera, on your camera, when that camera gets alert, okay, you can set the sensitivity levels, okay? I had to turn mine down because the pets, I get a lot of pets out here, and it keeps triggering my camera, okay? So you can have it set, okay, for different sensitivity levels. And what that does is when it triggers the camera, it triggers the filming, okay? But because I don't have a plan, okay, it doesn't film that long, but it films, okay? It films. If you have an iCloud, is it iCloud? An iCloud account, okay? It goes to your iCloud account, okay? So I don't understand is how they got the footage of the man and not got some more footage. Okay, but it doesn't, it only, okay, because you're not on the plan, it'll only film so long, okay, and you can see it. If you have a plan, you can click on it, okay, to see the whole video play. However long that is, I don't know. I never had a plan, okay. You can also, they have the ones where you can put in the SIM cards, okay, and you can download it to your phone. The only thing about that is they caught on to that where it will only still film so much. In order for me to film more, even though I have my own card, I have to pay. Okay. See what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. They talking about, well, how can you get, it's very easy. It's not that hard to get the footage off of those cameras because like I said, they film. Now, if you don't have if you don't have a subscription, if you not have a paid subscription, it still films. Okay, just like that man coming up to her doorstep like that. Okay, it'll film that. it may not have filmed as long, but what happened was he went up to the camera. So that already triggered the camera when he was coming up to the camera, okay? It triggered, right? He went back. It's still filming, okay? It would have went off, but what happened was he picked them little shrubs and came back to the camera, okay? So that triggered the camera to keep filming even a little longer. Because mine, I think, if you don't have in a card, it will film shorter. Plus, if you don't have an account, okay, or you don't have a SIM card, okay, what else do you call them things? Okay, anyway, it what was I gonna say? You can't save it. Trying to figure out how to word this. You can't save, and it's not that hard, but okay, it is right now. You can't download it. If you don't have an account and you don't have a SIM card in there, you can't download it. But like I said, it still films. So just because he took that little camera off the wall, okay, doesn't mean that that footage did not go back and get captured. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Y'all better get y'all some of these footage, these Temu cameras, okay? I have the I like the light bulb one. I had other ones, okay, but I like the light bulb one, okay? I could just screw that into the socket. Okay, so we have the surveillance. Let me show it again in case, because I'm running my mouth. So there's surveillance. And then that's another thing. Didn't they have cameras all over that house? I know, as big as that house was, they had to have more than one camera, not just one in the front. Okay? Where are the other cameras? I know your mama was not in that house by herself, not able to walk that good with a pacemaker, and y'all had one camera on the front door and didn't even have a subscription. See, this is the stuff like this. They're gonna regret. They're gonna regret. Okay? Because it was so easy. And they got money, from what I heard. Something about somebody dating. Okay? So there's a couple that's dating. There's a couple that's dating. They're not married. They're dating. A boyfriend and a girlfriend. There's something about, now this came up before. I don't know how true it is, but this is life insurance. I don't know if anybody had life insurance on the mom, okay? But it says life insurance. They're not telling us that, okay? Because then you're going to look at the family member and everybody pointing the finger. And it may not necessarily have been the family member. Where was Savannah when this happened? Was she in Arizona or was she in New York? Where was Savannah when her mom came up missing? Accomplice and partner in crime. There's something about a child. Okay? And this is what's coming to me is somebody has children, or, there was a child involved, or, well, yeah, it still makes it involved. Maybe somebody took their child with them on the crime spree. And the devil. See, these folks is tied to the devil. These folks is tied to the devil. That's interesting. Look at this. Landfill. Landfill. Somebody threw something in the garbage. And I mean the big garbage, and the and so basically it's telling you like there's some evidence in the landfill. Okay, I could also take this as just telling me that there's evidence all over. See all that garbage? There's evidence all over. You know how many people, how many bodies have been put in the landfill and they haven't found them? But there's some evidence that was thrown away in the garbage, okay? And I take it that since it's the landfill, it's not in the little waste bucket. It was taken outside, put in the trash, and the trash man came and picked it up. We have mountains. I got this card before, okay? And I finally figured it out. If I get any more clues, I'll write those down. But there's a lot of obstacles. See that? There's a lot of obstacles in this case. I got this the first time, and when I did a spread, I believe, mountains, okay? Now, that's obstacles, meaning that there may take time, okay, before you solve the case, because there's obstacles. There's obstacles. Every time you get one place, okay, there's a curveball thrown. The evidence doesn't match, okay, or you couldn't find anything or whatever, okay. You fumbled the bag, okay, but there's obstacles. And look, and that's going over here with the landfill. Oh, that could be another way of saying obstacles is landfill. You got all this trash, evidence mixed in with all this trash. So there's clues out there that have been thrown away like trash. This came up too in an affair. Somebody's having an affair. Okay. And then there's something about a power supply. Now, this reminds me, okay, I said I had never been to Arizona. I forgot all about it. I used to go there with my roommate because he had property down there in Arizona, but we never went to Phoenix and all that. It was right there on the borderline. I believe it was, well, he said California in Arizona, but I believe that borderline was San Bernardino. Okay. But anyway, when we would go there, we would see these windmills, these power supply windmills on the way to Arizona. Sure enough. And that's what this card always reminds me of. And it's funny how, oh, and when they say the desert, yep. They're over, and I can see them right now, okay? And look over there, them windmills, and I used to always wonder what that was, okay? And he finally told me that was for the, they supply power to wherever, okay? But it was a power place, and it's just desert out there. Yep. It says alive. Now, this came up before, too. Okay, so this could be alive, and I noticed that it's got the medical, emergency medical kit. Oh, I wonder, is this what the perpetrators have? And this is saying they're keeping her alive. I get that she's deceased. However, I could be wrong. Okay. But this came up before, too. And I've always wondered, I mean, it's come up in other cases, but now I wonder, okay. Now, this could mean that they had an emergency kit and she was being kept alive. She may have passed away, Okay, but maybe she didn't pass away right away, and they were keeping her alive with some medicine. I don't know. Okay, but this would definitely be something you should look for. Somebody with a medical kit. Healing. Okay, now this is the card that let me know that you're on the other side. Is the healing card, because the vibe that I get is that when you pass, you're on that other side. Okay, you're healing. You're healing. And this is also another card to tell me too that you could have been reincarnated. Maybe you came back to Earth already. Okay. Maybe that might be why people are having a hard time connecting. If there's reincarnation, I don't know. I don't doubt it. I don't believe it, and I don't disbelieve it. I don't know. But I'm just leaving it open for possibilities, okay? And that could be one of my cards, and that could be another reason why it may be hard for me to get a hold of her, okay? And I'm hearing these other voices saying names and stuff, okay? And maybe she partying. I'm just saying, okay. Hey, it's a party now. Hey, girl, okay? Yeah. But I take it that this has something to do with the culprits, okay? And then this had an accident. Oh, okay. This is like telling me, like it wasn't meant for that to happen. If she passed, okay, and it's funny that it's coming all out, okay, maybe it wasn't meant to happen. Maybe they were partying, okay, and not paying attention. There we go with that desert, okay, like I said, out there with the power supply. It's like that with a bunch of windmills. Off a road, off a lonely road. And it's giving me, I'm telling you, the impression over there, because that's just, that is one long, lonely road. They even had the city of Rice up there for sale. Yeah. That's what it said. Big old sign said City of Rice for sale. Rice, like rice that you eat. That was the name of the town. Yes, I remember that too. Mm-hmm. And it had the road, and I always remember it was a long, this road is so, I don't know what was that? Is that I-5? I-10? It is a long road. Okay, and then there's a fire. So I think that there's just some evidence has been discarded as via a fire. They could have burned the clothes they're wearing, okay? This came up before too. I don't know what it's about, okay? Somebody is maybe thinking about it, okay? End up doing it for whatever reason. And the thing about it is, it may not even be related to the case, but it involves somebody that's in the case. Catch that T. Make that make sense. Okay, now we're getting to the perversion. Okay. So, matter of fact, it could have been one of those, those suicide perversions. What do they something they do that's supposed to give them a high or something like that, okay? And some people end up strangling themselves unintentionally, okay? I'm going to leave it at that. So that's all I have for you, okay? I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was interesting. I had to come on and share. And, yeah, put in my 2 cents, especially about the usual suspects, okay? And the energy that's going on with this case, okay? So, with that said, don't forget to thumbs up the video, you guys, because it helps with my analytics, okay? Algorithm, whatever they want to call it. But it helps the analytics because they keep track of all that. Don't forget, if you have any questions or requests down below, leave them down below. And stay blessed. Bye.